Hello, my name's Forrest Gump. Would you like a chocolate?
Hey, welcome back to the Tom Hanks movie Bracketology breakdown.
Gotta begin.
4.
Two.
All right, we're round 2, but we want to talk about a final region that we haven't had a chance to talk about yet. That's the Greenaway region. Extremely strong region. We didn't mean to do it this way.
No. It's extremely loud and incredibly close, in fact.
Not anymore.
Yeah. It got Turner and Hooch out of here.
Which, let's just start there.
Okay, that's probably a good place to start. That's the only place to start.
Because that was a matchup that had a lot of weird parts to it. And what I mean by that is a movie that a lot of people probably didn't see, extremely loud and incredibly close. Also a movie that Tom Hanks doesn't have a ginormous role in.
Right.
Against a movie that people probably haven't seen in a long time and potentially got voted for nostalgia reasons, not necessarily for, oh, that movie absolutely is good. Like, is it?
No. You know how in like politics, like, whenever a president wins, they'll be like, oh, they won the blank vote, the South vote or whatever.
Yeah.
Turner and Hooch probably won because they carried the old vote. Your parents, my mom, definitely voted for that movie, for sure.
Absolutely. In fact, I'd like to know, first of all, anyone over 40 that watched this video, but anyone over 40 that voted for extremely loud and incredibly close over Turner and Hooch. I'd love to hear that.
I did vote for extremely loud and incredibly close. However, in a conversation that we had off the air, if you will,
yes,
I am reminded that he's not much in that movie. And ultimately, I'm okay with Turner and Hooch winning. I just got a text on my laptop. I apologize. But it's going to lose to Green Mile, so it's not that big of a deal, probably.
Okay, so there's only 2 double-digit movies in the entire thing moved on to the second round.
Really? Turner and Hooch, and what's the other?
Turner and Hooch, and I had it right here.
It beats Splash.
Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4 beats Splash, which is also a travesty. We'll get there at the end.
Toy Story 4 got 62% of the votes. Turner and Hooch got 75% of the votes. So, interesting thing.
By the way, I really liked Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. Cried a lot, but I get it. It's fine. It's fine that Turner and Hooch won. He is definitely the guy in that movie. He carries the whole movie, him and a dog.
The dog is a good actor, okay?
Dogs suck.
You have a dog.
Not anymore.
Really?
Yeah. Who people watching this thing is going to be like, whoa, what happened? We had a dog for a couple weeks. We rehomed the dog because we have 2 little kids, and we decided, nah, we're not ready for a dog. We can't get rid of a kid, so we decided, you know what, we're going to rehome this puppy before it gets too late in her life, and she's like, oh, I don't know how to bond with another family.
Okay, I get it. Let's move on. This is not the dog podcast.
That was really funny, though. Okay, I've watched Ithaca in the last week, or since last time we talked.
Hey,
not a common movie, so it's fine.
We were wrong.
What?
There was one other double-digit movie that made it on.
What's the other one? Call. Oh, let's skip down there. We'll come back to everything else. Let's skip down to Cars versus the Post. That's the main.
Now, it was a close race. 53%. In fact, it may have been, just quickly looking, I think it was the closest race of all matchups in the first
people
round.
that voted for Cars are the people that also believe like Isaiah Thomas is the best basketball player ever.
Which Isaiah Thomas?
Either.
Kelly.
Anybody who says anybody besides LeBron James or Michael Jordan, you're wrong. There's not even that many people out there, but they're so loud. They're like, oh, Larry Bird, which I love Larry Bird, don't get me wrong. Or Shaq, love Shaq, don't get me wrong. But you just don't vote for Cars. He's in the movie for what, 30 seconds as the Woody car? I didn't even remember he was in the movie. The Post is great.
Let me say this. The Post is good.
No,
The Post is good. The Post should have beat Cars. I will vote for Cars the rest of the time if someone who voted for Cars can actually tell me without asking their kids or looking it up who Tom Hanks actually plays.
I just said it, so they will know.
I was saying that's how I would have voted had somebody actually told me that.
For the 200 people that did not watch this video is what you're telling me.
Or will they watch it so they won't?
Yeah. It's just very frustrating. That was the only matchup. I mean, I love Splash, but I get it. I knew that was probably going to lose, unfortunately. This was the only matchup in the first round that I was legitimately upset about. It was very disappointing.
I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it.
Yeah.
But I spoke directly with somebody that's on the committee, and they said, this bracket isn't about all the movies. It's about one movie.
I know, and that's fine. Ultimately, the Post was probably, it wasn't going to go as far. It wasn't going to go and win anything. It wasn't going to do that. But it's just sad. But it's okay. I've never seen Nothing in Common. That's the only movie in this bracket that I've never seen. Oh, Radio Flyer. Never seen that either. And so they both lost. We got to talk Beautiful Day versus Catch Me If You Can.
No. I mean, we have to talk about it because that's our job.
Kyle.
Listen. Catch Me If You Can is a significantly better movie. And B, people will say, man, Tom Hanks in Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood was fantastic. His acting was – tell me his acting in Catch Me If You Can was not on point in that movie as well. So it's on – Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood is on our minds right now. If you've seen it recently. Why? Because it just came out. Okay, yeah. So you're like, oh, yeah, that was so great. That was great. But did you go back and watch Catch Me If You Can? Have you seen it recently? You said you saw it recently, and then I asked when, and you said, I saw it a bunch of times.
Well, it's on TV all the time. I've seen it so many times. But this is the thing about Catch Me If You Can. And believe me, it's my top 20 favorite movies. I mean, it's great.
Well, then why are you even having the conversation? Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood's in your top 20 movies?
No. I love Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Now, I will say, you're right. We're also in a Mr. Rogers, hype time. I just listened to a podcast about him. I listened to a podcast about him, a bunch of books coming out about him. Him and Tom Hanks were a little bit related. Don't know if you knew that, by the way.
We all are.
Okay, wow. Great movie, though. But this is my thing about Catch Me If You Can. Is it a primarily Tom Hanks movie?
Yes.
Or is it a primarily Leonardo DiCaprio movie?
Yes.
When you think of the movie, who do you think of first? Frank Abagnale Jr.
Nope. Sorry, Frank Abagnale Sr.
Christopher Walken. Two mice. Good point. But no, but who do you think of? Do you think of Frank, or do you think of the FBI agent? I can't remember his name.
Let me ask you this question. If Tom Hanks isn't in the movie, is it the same movie?
Who are you subbing him in with? Joe Pesci? Then no.
No, that's exactly who it was going to be, ironically.
No, it wasn't.
That's what I think. That's where I go in my mind.
If you could, if you put Robert De Niro in that spot, would it be the same movie? No. And Robert De Niro is just as good. I mean, not just as good. I'm sorry. He is a great actor, though. But Robert De Niro is great. I mean, he's a generational talent, right?
Yes.
One of the best of our generation. But he's not as dynamic as Tom Hanks. So I get what you're saying. You're right. I think Catch Me If You Can is going to win. I hope it does.
I think it's the closest matchup in round 2.
Catch Me If You Can is so funny. It's so funny. It's so good. There's so
Unless Stars, of course, comes out, beats Da Vinci Code by 50% vote.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Like, I think Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, Catch Me If You Can is it will be the closest matchup. Unless, of course, randomly Cars wins again.
In this region, you're saying, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. And then Castaway, Toy Story 2.
Toy Story 2, it's good, but it's not there. Okay.
Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like Toy Story 2 as much. I thought it was really good, but I'd have to go back and watch it. I'll be honest. I've seen 3 and 4 recently.
If you've seen 3, then you've seen 2. It's the same storyline.
No, it's not.
Really? Some toy trapped. They can't get it out, so they all go in to save. What movie am I watching? I don't know. Ah!
Sure, but one has Newman and one doesn't.
Point made.
Charlie Wilson's War, by the way. Have you seen that movie ever?
I have seen it. My dad actually said underrated Tom Hanks movie. I don't know if he actually voted for it.
It's one I'm going to go back and watch because I've seen it, but it was so long ago, like when it came out. So I'm going to go back and watch it just because I'm curious. But Castaway, okay, let me just frame something for you here for a second. If Castaway continues to go down the line like we think it probably would, and Green Mile continues, so Green Mile and Catch Me If You Can may meet up. That is a battle, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
But Castaway, I think, runs away with the bottom portion of this region.
I do agree with that.
Does Castaway run away with the region though, or does it meet up with Catch Me If You Can, Beautiful Day, or Green Mile, and actually does it have a chance of not going the distance?
I told you that I believe that this region has the strongest 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that our Elite 8 matchup in this region to win this region will be the closest matchup of any other region.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 50s.
Yeah.
Which is exciting.
Yeah, it is really exciting.
Peter, man.
And I'm also really happy. You know, I've dogged the curators of this bracket before. I'm glad that they made Green Mile a 1 and Castaway a 2, even though I think Castaway is a better 1. Does that make sense? I think it's a better film than Green Mile. I love Green Mile, but had it been a number 1, I think we wouldn't have seen as much drama. It's kind of nice to have like a 2. Strong 2, you know what I mean?
It's going to be very interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting to see what happens.
Yeah. Is there anything else in this region before we talk? We probably should talk about the other 2 regions round 2 just briefly.
No, yeah, let's briefly go over to the other 2 regions round 2 and just
slide to the left.
Okay, nothing really shocking here.
This is the Apollo story.
I wasn't surprised of any of these.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Sleepless in Seattle Sully and Road to Perdition Burbs matchups are going to be fantastic matchups.
Yeah, Road to Perdition Burbs is going to be really interesting. How many people have seen the Burbs? How many people that are voting for this have actually seen the Burbs? That's going to be the interesting one. Or have heard of the Burbs.
You're right.
There's a generation out there that has never heard of this movie, which is a travesty, but that's fine.
It looks like I'm not paying attention, but I'm actually looking to the percentage of votes.
No, I'm glad you are. Can you tell me I remember reading through the percentages. I was really thankful and also surprised that the Burbs beat Bachelor Party so handedly.
Oh, you know what? It was
70-30.
70%. 70%. And so I felt really good about that. Larry Crown, 61% over Dragnet. It has a basic 0% chance of beating Toy Story.
Yeah. That was an 8-9, so that's fine. How did
So hey, give me a quick prediction. Sleepless in Seattle or Sully?
Sleepless in Seattle.
I agree. Road to Perdition.
I think is a better movie than Sully, by the way, too. So.
Oh, well, I didn't vote that way. I'm just predicting that. Road to Perdition, Burbs.
Burbs.
I also predict that. Very good.
And I like Road to Perdition, so.
Which way did you vote?
Burbs. I voted Burbs.
Scroll up. Let's see that other region.
Yep, let's scroll on up to the big league region. Oh, yeah. I saw on Twitter or Facebook somebody, I won't call this person out by name, said that they believe Money Pit is the lowest seed, like an underdog, Cinderella that could go really far. I love Money Pit. We talked about this. Money Pit has a 0% chance of winning this round. In my mind, it's not even close.
No. I have to mention Toy Story 4 here real quick.
Okay.
So someone had mentioned, I don't want to bring up their name, but their name is Sam Ward. They brought up
BDS.
that Toy Story 4 was extremely, their ranking was extremely low. And I got on it a little bit, just the fact that it wasn't good. It's the worst Toy Story movie. I don't think so. They strayed from what made Toy Stories great.
I don't agree with that premise, but that's fine.
Well, it's accurate, but that's fine. Listen to the Tom Hanks podcast. I've talked about it.
I'll go back to it.
But his response was, it's a love story you wouldn't understand.
Ooh.
My response is two pieces. Number one, all four Toy Stories were a love story.
Or are love stories presently.
Number two, I believe the greatest Tom Hanks movie of all time is a love story. So if I was only voting for love stories, I would vote for Toy Story 4.
You think the greatest movie of all time, of Tom Hanks movie of all time, is a love story?
Absolutely. So figure that out. Where are you going?
Scroll over, because now I'm curious of what movie you're thinking of. I think I know.
You don't know.
Definitely outside the box, but I think you're right.
It's not outside the box at all.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, we'll talk about that as we go along, because the movie is not going to get knocked out anytime soon.
I was pretty surprised at Toy Story. I mean, I was not surprised that Toy Story 4 beat Splash.
No, I wasn't.
Splash is one I'm going to go back and watch pretty soon too. It was really funny in my day. My mom literally told me I cannot believe that Splash lost. So
it's because your mom hasn't seen a movie in 23 years.
No, she sees a lot of. She loves TV. She doesn't.
I can say that because she ain't watching this video.
Yeah. No, for sure not.
Toy Story 4.
I think I made my piece about Polar Express. I was told by one of my friends that my thoughts on Polar Express are terrible. No, that's fine if you believe that. I think that your thoughts on life are terrible. But
hey, okay.
No. So Power 8 though. This is a Power 8. There were no movies. Yeah, this is a Power 8. This is a Power 8.
Okay, Kelly. Big, Forrest Gump, League of Their Own. They're all moving on.
Yeah.
The only competition is Toy Story 4 and Bridge of Spies.
Would you vote? You voted for Bridge of Spies for sure?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's good.
Okay, so here's what we want to do moving forward. Kelly, tell me if this sounds right.
Yeah.
We want to do, now that we're weeding out the movies, we feel like we could do one. What did you just do?
I just stopped our share so we can continue to record like this.
Okay. I was like scared.
Mm-hmm.
We can do one show per round. So
Right.
I don't remember when this round actually ends.
Tuesday at 2 p.m.
Tuesday at 2 p.m.
Tomorrow. Get your votes in.
Hey, yeah, what did we see? I just got a text that said we still haven't reached our 200 quota yet.
Oh.
172. So
our goal is to get 200 each time. So everybody that's watching this, 14 of you, share it on your Facebooks. Tell your parents about it. Tell your friends about it. Let's do this.
The 172 votes tells me that there's at least 28 people that didn't vote round 2 that did vote round 1.
Yeah, it's probably those people on Twitter that you said are been asking for it.
I posted it, so all my followers are going to be sharing that.
I'll be going in. I'll be now sharing your Twitter post with Tom Hanks.
Thank you. And all I want him to do is vote for the championship. That's it.
Hey, one question. Are you planning on watching any Tom Hanks movies in the next couple days?
Forrest Gump.
That's the one. So you're going to watch that. When are you planning on watching this?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow will begin while I fold laundry.
Do you do it intermittently as well?
I am now because of quarantine, My kids are everywhere.
I'm going to look at the list and see if there's any movies I need. There's definitely a couple movies I said I'm going to try to watch in the next few days. So,
like I said, I'm at an advantage because I just watched a bunch of Tom Hanks movies for my podcast. So,
correct. Kyle, this was fun.
So we're recording on Wednesday.
We're recording on Wednesday or tomorrow night.
If the Lord wills.
Maybe tomorrow night, because I bet it'll be, we'll probably get the results. We'll probably do tomorrow night. I think the earlier the better. Tomorrow night.
It'll be cracking early. Tomorrow night.
All right. Deuces.
See ya.
Bye.